Hey Starseeds, welcome back to my kitchen. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make a very delicious, vegan, easy dessert recipe. So we're going to be making baked caramelized plantains with a homemade vegan coconut vanilla bean ice cream. But before we get into the video, don't forget guys to like and subscribe because you know that I am here every single Wednesdays and Sundays giving you delicious plant-based recipes. So let's get in the kitchen. Oops, we are already here. So this is a two-part recipe, okay? So the first thing we're gonna do is make the homemade vegan coconut vanilla bean ice cream, and then the second part to the recipe is actually baking the plantains, okay? So we're gonna start with the ice cream. So the first thing you're gonna do is you are gonna need some coconut milk, okay? So this is from Biona Organic, and this is 50% coconut, okay? So it's just two ingredients, coconuts and water, and there's 50% of coconut in here. So what we're gonna do is pop the lid, and all you want from these coconut cans is just the cream. We don't want the water in here, okay? So it's best to refrigerate your coconut cans. So I'm just going to sort of pour in the coconut until I see the water, and this one is actually pretty much all coconut. So, okay, I'm seeing a little bit of water there, so I'm gonna stop. And guys, you can use the rest of this liquid for smoothies or anything else. You can even cook your rice in some of this coconut water. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other two. So the next thing we're gonna do is we are going to scrape out the seeds from one vanilla pod. Guys, this smells amazing. You can't make a classic vanilla bean ice cream without getting a vanilla pod. These are actually quite expensive, so I understand if you want to skip this step and just add in some vanilla extract, but really try your best to go out and get at least one vanilla pod. So what we're going to do is just split it in the middle. Split it in the middle. And then you just open it up, and then with a knife, oh, look at all that. You see that? That is what's gonna make your ice cream super special, okay? So with a knife, we're just going to scrape all of that out. Perfect. So all this is going into our ice cream, into our blender. So now we want to go in with a 1/4 cup of raw cane sugar. Now, if you guys are going to use a brown sugar, then it's going to turn your ice cream brown. So just keep that in mind when you're choosing your sugar, okay? So I have white raw cane sugar here. So I'm just going to place that in, along with a 1/4 cup of agave nectar. A pinch of sea salt, and a splash of vanilla extract. I would say about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. This is real Madagascar vanilla. And all we're gonna do now is blend it all up. So it doesn't get easier than that, okay? I just blended mine up for about a couple minutes, just until the sugar really dissolves. And now you're going to place it into your Tupperware. Just pour that in. And this is gonna go in the freezer for about 5 hours or so, until it freezes completely. So just keep in mind that after about 2 hours of your ice cream sitting in the freezer, you have to remove it and then take a whisk and really give it a good mix with the whisk just to incorporate some air into the ice cream. And then you can go ahead and put it back in the freezer for the rest of the time that it needs to freeze. Once your ice cream is frozen and you want to serve it, all you have to do is remove it from the freezer and then just give it about 10 minutes or so until it thaws out a little bit, and then you're ready to serve. So let's put this baby in the freezer and let's start making our plantains. Okay, so I love plantains, and not only because they're incredibly delicious, but also because they are so versatile. So you can eat this raw as long as the plantain is ripe, and you know that it's ripe when it's black and yellow. So you can also bake these in the oven, or you can fry them up. And they're actually quite common in South America, in Africa, and also in India. Okay, so in India, they actually steam plantains and have them for breakfast. So there's a lot of different ways that you can actually enjoy plantains. Not to mention that they're really high in vitamin A, C, and B6, okay? So when you're peeling your plantain, all you want to do is cut off the ends, and it's better if you do it like this. And then with your hands, you can just easily peel them. Now guys, I actually tried 2 ways of making plantains. I baked them in the oven with sugar, and then I also fried them in the frying pan with no sugar at all, but just some vegan butter. And I have to tell you guys that both were incredibly sweet. So if you don't want to add any sugar to this recipe, to your plantains, you really don't have to at all, as they're actually quite sweet on their own as long as you get them ripe. So now that I've peeled the plantain, all you're gonna do is just cut them in diagonals like this. And now I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest. So now that our plantains are all cut up, we are just going to place them into a bowl, and then we're gonna toss them with the most delicious ingredients, like cinnamon, coconut oil, some agave syrup, and some sugar and salt. So let's do that. So basically we're just adding the sugar. I'm using palm sugar, and I just made a mistake. I need a bigger bowl. Hold on, let me transfer this. Okay, so I'm just gonna transfer this into a larger bowl. There we go. And I'm adding in some cinnamon. Oh yeah, some agave syrup. Some sea salt. And a couple tablespoons of coconut oil. There we go. Now we're just going to mix this up. Be gentle with your plantains. You don't want to mash them up. Oh yeah, it smells really good in here. Wow. Just make sure that all the sugar and cinnamon is coating every single plantain. And then what we're gonna do is add in everything to a baking tray lined with some parchment paper. And you just want to make sure that they're not, lying on top of one another. Just try to space them out as evenly as possible. And I'm just gonna drizzle a last little bit of syrup that's left right over the plantains. And by the way, I've had my oven preheating to 200 degrees Celsius, and it should be ready now. So we're gonna pop the plantains into the oven for maximum 20 minutes. Now I'm gonna let them cook for 10 minutes and then flip them over and then let them cook for another 7 to 10 minutes or so. So my plantains are finally ready and out of the oven, and also I removed my ice cream from the freezer just so that it can thaw out a bit. So I just want to bring to your attention that you need to make sure that your plantains are ripe and really nice and ripe before you put them in the oven, because if you put in an unripe plantain into the oven, it's not going to soften and be nice and melt in your mouth, okay? It's going to be slightly hard, and that happened to me, so I don't want it to happen to you. So make sure that you get all ripe plantains. I think one unripe plantain snuck into my thing. What do you call it? So what I'm gonna do for you guys is I'm just gonna taste it a little bit. So I'm gonna plate a couple of plantains onto my plate here. And I'm also going to show you how delicious my ice cream turned out. Okay, so I'm just going to have a little taste. This. Oh, all right. First, let me start with the ice cream. Very sweet, vanilla-y. All those the vanilla extract is coming through, and the vanilla bean from the pod. The texture is really nice and thick and fatty. So I'm gonna go ahead and try a little bit of the ice cream with the plantain. Oh my God. That is really, really delicious, guys. I'm telling you, you do want to make this recipe. So I truly hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you guys make this recipe, as it is very delicious. And if you do, please tag us at Irene Coco Queen on Instagram and give us a picture, okay? I want to see what you guys have made or how you've made our recipes.
Oh my
and
God.
how, my God, who is that? Somebody is enjoying the plantains with vanilla bean ice cream. Greg,
Yes.
what say you? Did you swear?
I swear. I swore.
He swore. Thank you guys so much for watching. And don't forget to subscribe, and if you like the video, hit that like button. And don't forget that we are here every single Wednesdays and Sundays giving you delicious plant-based recipes. So we'll see you next time.